I think Bretton Woods came out here where they sort of formally reset the currency system, and that laid the groundwork for the absolutely insane bull market of the late 40s, 50s, and into the early 60s, right? And this is where Kennedy became president up here. And then we had to go through that cycle's fear cycle, right? And everything went wrong for like 15, 20 years. But right now, I mean, gee whiz, can you all appreciate what the hell is just about to hit us here right between the eyes? I mean, it's coming 100 miles an hour. This is the monetary adjusted chart. So in reality, this chart just looks like straight up. So what on earth are these numbers going to look like, based on the monetary adjustment? If you take that monetary adjustment out of the picture, what the fuck are these prices going to be? And in a weird sort of way, it does explain why these absolutely insane projections, because keep in mind, when I did these studies originally and I sort of overlaid these numbers, I go, how the fuck does this happen? I mean, I think we're going to repeat more of sort of that greatest generation because, keep in mind, I think that we are in this part of the cycle right here, great reset, 1940s. I've shown you that inflation picture. I mean, it's shocking how similar the inflation numbers are. So if anything, I think we're sort of like right here. And that's what this image is, right? I think Bretton Woods came out here where they sort of formally reset the currency system, and that laid the groundwork for the absolutely insane bull market of the late 40s, 50s, and into the early 60s, right? And this is where Kennedy became president up here. And then we had to go through that cycle's fear cycle, right? And everything went wrong for like 15, 20 years. But right now, I mean, gee whiz, can you all appreciate what the hell is just about to hit us here right between the eyes? I mean, it's coming 100 miles an hour. And actually, a really interesting tell, there is one stock market in the world that's actually breaking out to new all-time highs. So it is playing out basically as expected, because back in the 1970s, they were basically an export-driven nation. Nikkei 225 index, there we go. So it's taken forever for this silly index to actually recapture its old highs. And that now has officially happened. So, what's the definition of a bull market? Right? Don't they say, show me a new high and I'll show you something? So this is a hugely significant event here. Now, just do a Foggenbaum off of this. It'll probably blow your mind up. Ready? Are we ready? Who wants to know where the hell the Japanese stock market's going to go? I mean, these numbers are going to be staggering. And it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I actually saw somebody the other day making reference to a Walkman. And if you don't know what a Walkman is, God, you're just a whippersnapper. All right, so let's see where the hell this damn thing wants to go. You ready? I mean, this will probably just blow your mind. I mean, and it's such a huge number, right? Let's see what we got. All right, there it is, way up there. The entire Japanese stock market sitting at 40,000. It's basically telling you that it's going to double here. What would be interesting is if we did a foggy off of this bottom, although this low is slightly lower. I don't know whether you can use that or not. It's been an interesting debate. I like to use the right-hand side of the W, but if that low makes a lower low, is that useless? I don't know. Good question. Anyway, something along those lines. 877s. My hunch is that I don't think you can use that, but I suppose we can definitely go off of this. We're 16.88 B. That's 32. Too big of a number. I can't remember what the decimal is for the 32, but let's see. Wow, that's way all the way up there. But I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this rally. You see the Japanese stock market all the way up here. It's also interesting, too, that Japanese, I think it was Sony, they recently announced that they were buying out a cryptocurrency exchange. So I have a feeling sort of the real world asset sort of angle of crypto. I wouldn't be surprised if the entire sort of global economic structure all shifts to the blockchain. Maybe it might be worth their while. Just take a quick boo at the Baba. Don't really like that. Boo, hiss, boo. They did leave a gap here. So this is probably like gap and go, which means we're probably rallying back up here. Wanted to actually strap on some calls here, but the calls were so freaking expensive. But there's the 4 or 5 year chart, and you can see where the 50% level is. So 188 bucks. I fully expect this thing to trade probably back to this 2.618. That's a good $200. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that happen into this sort of 26 peak. That's same kind of thing. In fact, interesting. We had a strike price here, $150 strike. So actually, maybe I'll go look at the 150s. That does seem very expensive though, but it might be a cheap way to sneak in on this thing. We'll see how it goes. So actually, we're doing up a research report on this. This is an asset that Stewart really likes, and I think he went and bought stock. Buying against bottom ends of ranges. There's reload zone. There's reload zone. So this is if you are interested in this name, right? Don't chase. Don't go and buy up here. Wait for the reload zone pullback. Here we are. So, if you're going to be pulling the trigger, now's the time to do it. Question here is, do you buy stock? Do you buy maybe an exchange traded fund that has this stock in it? Or do you buy like a call option? You could also do a bull call spread. I know in our SOF club, a few of the participants in the club were looking at bull call spreads as well. So if you are a site OG, get your butt in there, and maybe I think actually tonight, Tuesday, we'll have another one of those meetings. We missed last week because it was the US holiday.